Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Maze, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is like the long-awaited famous makeup tutorial that I never got around to doing a video about. This is my everyday staple makeup, and this is the only makeup tutorial you'll ever need in your entire life. So if you're ready to learn how to do this makeup I'm showcasing here for whatever occasion you please, let's get into this video. So starting with a clean face, I'm going to kind of walk you guys through everything I do as far as skin prep as well. I'm putting my hair back because I literally cannot stand when people do videos and they don't put their hair back. I literally can't. What do I look like an egg doing that? So anyways, jumping right into my skincare, this is what I use to cleanse my face, and I use this like polish by Lancer that's really good, and this is my moisturizer, which is the same brand as my face wash. I literally could not get this to focus for the life of me. Like everything I did just like was not focusing, so here I am trying to focus it as much as I can. I use the Lush Breath of Fresh Air spray. And yeah. Okay guys, so to start off my makeup, I put my hair back with like these little pins. And then, because I love to have my hair out of my face, I don't know how people do makeup tutorials with their hair in their face. This is my makeup bag. I actually got this sent to me by Say Beauty, but it's become like my staple makeup bag. So let's open it. This has all my products that I use every single day. So I have this little, like my old blush and bronzer, but I now use it as a mirror. So if I look over to the side, that's because I'm just looking in my mirror to do my makeup. So after skin prep is done, I go right in with the Chanel Base Illuminating, like, I think it's like a moisturizer, honestly. Yo, I'm so shiny, what the heck? But anyways, yay, this is me putting it on, and I look really dumb right here, but I use the Emco Beauty. It's basically like the dupe for Charlotte Tilbury. I just didn't want to pay the full price for Charlotte Tilbury because it's literally the same thing, and I feel like it works better, honestly. Sorry! But anyways, now I'm basically just going to rub this in and make sure I get all over my face. Don't miss a spot because that would suck. I used to do that a lot. So I'm learning, guys. But yeah, make sure it's really well rubbed in. Okay, I know this makes you look like worse for a second, but this is what I do. It's like really glowy, almost too much. But basically, yeah, I normally use the Charlotte Tilbury one, but I ran out and I didn't want to spend so much on my whatever this is, and this one honestly is the same. This is the Emco Beauty one. It's really good. I mixed that with the Chanel. The base is the illuminating one, which is why I'm so shiny, and then I go straight in with concealer. So bro, I'm literally editing this back. Like I already said that whole thing, but okay, whatever. Anyway, I go in with the Chanel concealer. This is a new one. I typically use the Hourglass or the NARS one. Honestly, there's not really a huge difference. I don't know why I bought this. I should have just continued using the Hourglass one because it's pretty much the same, but I needed a new concealer shade anyway because I'm pretty tan right now. I definitely get it lighter than not though because I do put bronzer on and quite a bit. So yeah. What does it look like that? I don't know. Okay. I literally, for the life of me, could not get my concealer brush out of my bag, so I thought it was kind of funny. So I typically either use a beauty blender or a brush. This brush is kind of dirty though. This is the Hourglass one, which I splurged on, and I wasn't like super impressed, but I mean, I do still think it's good. I use this if I'm trying to go for like lighter coverage, because I think, in my head at least, like I think that the beauty blender like picks up some of the, like, it'll like, see, like when I blend it, it'll like kind of pick up some of the concealer, versus the brush kind of just like gives you more coverage in my opinion, because it kind of just like brushes it around and blends it in, as opposed to just like taking some of it up, you see? Yeah, but today I'm using the beauty blender, and then maybe this for like my under eye area, because I like a lot less under the eyes. So I just wanted to do this as detailed as possible, but I just started blending this in. I definitely should have wet the beauty blender. I just didn't, but definitely do that next time. I'm like low-key struggling right now. Again, just trying to make this as detailed as possible. I don't know why I did that. Yo, what? Okay, as you guys can see, I did this one side, and then I'm just gonna take my brush and I'm gonna just go like this. I always do 3 dots because I don't like to just swipe under, and I almost like to like pat it in as opposed to just like swiping. I mean, I do swipe, but I do like to like almost pat this in, like also just pat it down so it almost blends fully, if that makes sense. Yeah. I am also gonna take whatever like the excess of the concealer is and just like put it on my eyelid like that and just brush it on there. Which, see? Yes, see? Okay. Okay, this is pretty self-explanatory, but I kind of just do the same shit on the other side. Also, when I'm doing the beauty blender, like I kind of like swipe while I'm blending, as opposed to just like blending it in place, kind of like swiping it. My freaking camera died. So I'm just gonna film the rest on here. I'm so upset. Anyway, back to what I was doing, just like this. Hold on, I literally, what the heck? Okay, I feel like the skin looks good. But I do like double concealing. I'll show you guys kind of like my hack when I'm done with this. Okay, hold on. I'm also gonna put these like more up. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Bro, what the heck? I'm watching this back. Like, I was struggling so bad. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so next is my Huda Beauty. This is the old packaging, but I really love this because I not only bought, that's like the old packaging. I just like the old packaging better, but I have the new packaging. I have an empty one, which is like completely just done. And then I have also the pressed powder, but this one is the translucent one. I use shade Peach Pie because I think that's what matches my skin tone better, especially if you're more pink toned, it's definitely better. I'm naturally very cool toned and also very pale. I just self-tan and stuff, but yeah, definitely get that shade if you're like kind of the same as me. So here it is. I probably like do about this much, and then I just take, so basically I take my beauty blender, I just do the opposite side where I do the concealer, and I just blend this in and watch how this like completely takes the shine away. Like, look at this. Like, look at that. Ugh, everyone's always like clocking me and saying I'm using a filter, and I'm just not. It's just because I do makeup really well. Like, look at that. It just takes away the shine completely. Look at that. So I basically just press the powder into my skin until it like disappears, and I normally have like a, what are those called? Shit. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, beauty puffs or whatever, and I typically use that, but right now I'm just using my beauty blender. I literally couldn't find it anywhere because my bathroom was such a mess. Okay, also pro tip, if you get very patchy bronzer, like I used to, I now have taken like the setting powder up anywhere, like even over my eyebrow, and just anywhere there's shine to make sure to not miss a part of my face. Because last time I think the patchiness was because I left some places kind of oily and like not set, and so the bronzer would like stick to those places. So try to avoid that and just set like, yeah, like set all over. Yeah. So I needed a little bit more powder. My bad. I like underestimated how much I actually needed. So I added some more powder and obviously just like did the same thing on the other side like I did before. Okay. I think this is looking good. Also, throughout this YouTube video, I noticed I checked myself out a lot, so just ignore that. Next up is gonna be bronzer, so yeah. So I go in with the Chanel powder brush into this MAC bronzer. I don't really know what this one's called specifically. I think it's just their new bronzer. You don't need too much. Little goes a long way. I compare it to the Charlotte Tilbury one. And yeah. With this bronzer, I do like to go in with a light hand so I can kind of build up that color as opposed to just full on, dipping it into the bronzer and putting too much on. Girl. And yeah, as you guys can see, I'm really just focusing on building up that color and going all over my face. I go into my temples and like really work that in to give that like contour look. I always get asked if I use contour and I don't. It's just all this bronzer. I keep checking myself out. What the heck? Anyway, I go in with the Chanel powder and bronzer brush now for my neck. And make sure to really blend under the jaw and chin. Okay, so shit. Okay, so now this is where I double conceal because there's some areas that like I feel like for example this right there that like just didn't conceal that well. So I'll take a color powder. This is broken. I didn't want anyone to see that it's broken. Okay. Anyway, and it's really dirty, but I use this brush. I went a little crazy with the splurging like a year or two ago. So typically you can just use any brush. This is ridiculous. I don't know why I spent so much on brushes. Like you just don't have to do that. I don't know. There's really no difference too, but anyway, I basically just like go over with like a powder on like little areas that didn't conceal or any areas that like I put too much bronzer, like messed up, and I'll like kind of just like spot treat that basically with powder. Like I always have like a little bit of like a spot right here. Okay, sorry, my phone's like pausing because I keep saying I have no storage, but I totally do. So that's really annoying. Yeah, so this is really good if you just didn't get enough coverage with the initial concealer. I think you could probably just use a more full coverage concealer too, but this is just personally what I like to do. I feel like it also just brightens up the areas I want to brighten up, Back in with that Chanel brush. This is the powder brush again. I use their blush as well just because I feel like it's more so cool toned than any other blush. But it's like still warm at the same time. It's like a brown blush. Yeah. It's one of my favorite blushes actually, and I definitely think this is worth the price. And make sure to blend this everywhere on my forehead and in my temples and over my eyes. Also, this is another little hack of mine. I always put blush on my ears. I just feel like it warms everything up and like everything kind of matches, and then always brushing the blush over my eyes, kind of like I did with the bronzer. So yeah. So now we're getting to the fun part, because that was the base, and now we're getting to the eyes, which is like basically what makes my whole makeup. I feel very naked without my eye makeup, and it's like heavy eye makeup, so let's get into it. So I go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerize palette, and I use the orange shade, and I kind of brush this all over. I really make sure to go light with it and really get in up by my eyebrow and just kind of blend this out as much as I can, and I'm just copying that on the other eye, of course. You can also just use any other palette that has these similar shades. I've done that before, and yeah, basically I just kind of go in with the same shade with a different brush for my under eye area, obviously doing the same on both sides. Just so you guys know, I'm not like sitting in silence. When I do my voiceovers, I'm listening to some music as I'm going through this, so I'm not like super bored, trust me. Another hack, I really just like kind of drag it out on the bottom, because that's really like where you get that like elongated look. I just drag this out on the bottom lash, and then we're also gonna do more like that too, but basically this is like the base for the eye shadow. Yeah. So one thing about me is I love black eyeshadow and just dark eyeshadow in general. So I go in with that cool tone brown and black, and I mix both of them together and put out all over my eyelid, obviously doing the same on both sides. I feel like everyone's always scared of black eyeshadow, but if you do it right, and this one especially is like not super pigmented, unless you're going for super pigmented, then I wouldn't recommend this eyeshadow palette. This is more of like a natural kind of like black eyeshadow, but if you do it right, you can make it look very like natural looking, and it's not too heavy. Like, don't be scared of black eyeshadow or like black eyeliner, you know? And keep making sure you just like drag this out. I know it looks bad now, but it doesn't look bad in person, trust me. Okay, so that's it for eyeshadow. I feel like that looks pretty good. Then I go in with this Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner. Okay, so this is really scary. I tightline my waterline. Woo! I did that off camera because honestly the faces I was making were so scary, but basically just do that, and also on the bottom waterline. Okay, so now we're gonna ditch the eye makeup for a second and go into nose contour and eyebrows. Actually, wait, nose contour. Basically, when I do this, I use the same brush I did earlier for my underneath my, where is it? Like underneath my eyes, which is just this brush. I love this kind of pointy tip brush. I love this. This is like perfect for everything. Okay, so yeah, basically I just, where did I put it? Oh, that's right here. So basically I just take that and I do with like a very light hand. I just kind of go like this. Hear me out, hear me out. I always get like told I got like a full fake facial fucking reconstruction because of how good I am at makeup. Like, I didn't get a freaking nose job, guys. Like, I just turned 18 not that long ago, and I just don't believe in doing that, but I can contour my nose really good. I firmly believe that you should contour your nose for what nose you have, because contour is not gonna look the same on everyone. Like, it took me a really long time to realize that, because I always try to follow like nose contour tutorials and it always looked really wrong on my nose. So I kind of just like figured out how I wanted my nose to look with the contour, and like where to contour like for my natural nose shadows. So I advise you guys to do the same, but this is kind of what I do. I then take like a smaller brush like this and I dip it into like the same shade, very light, and I make like, instead of going straight across in a line, I kind of make a line going like connecting, as opposed to like all the way across, just like connecting to that. You see how much of a difference that makes on my face? Like, look at that. I'll also do like a small V under my nose to kind of create a shadow that makes my nose appear shorter. Look at how good that looks. I mean, seriously. And you can't tell from the sides that it's like super harsh. It just gives that shadow without being super overpowering. I'll take my concealer brush and I'll kind of just like blend out the lines a little bit on here. Like that. On the sides, make sure everything looks really nice, smooth, and natural. Okay, another question I get asked a lot is what highlighter I use. So I use the NARS in the shade Eros, light reflecting. It's kind of beat up, but I use that same skinny brush and I wet it, or like, I know it's gross. I don't typically do that. I wet it, but yeah, and then I dip that and I'll do like a little tiny line. Also, as I'm editing this, dead ass, I'm literally using a paintbrush. Like, that's literally a paintbrush. Like, look at that. It looks so good. I also just want to show you guys, like, swatching it, like, how good this highlighter is. This, I'm not even sponsored, I wish I was. But, like, that is literally light reflecting. You see that? Yeah, it's freaking incredible. Look at that. And this is the only place I put highlight. The rest I just let the oil do its thing because I don't love a super glittery. This one's not really glittery, but it still has that glitter look, and I don't love it on my skin because I feel like it emphasizes my texture that I have, which is like if I have pimples or anything and just any sort of like bumps, I don't like to emphasize it, so I don't really do a lot of highlighter on my face. I just do my nose. Then I go in with the NYX glue brow glue. Yes. Okay, now I can speak finally. Yeah, I'm going in with the NYX brow glue or brow gel, and I'm just gelling my eyebrows in place so they don't move, you know. Basically, I just gel those until like this is just my natural eyebrow shape and everything, nothing on it. And then I use this, I got this at like a Korean beauty place. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it basically looks like this. And it's because my eyebrows are kind of gray toned, and I feel like a lot of a lot of eyebrow pencils and also like eyebrow, like what are these called? Like pens are very orange toned, and this is like gray, like cool tone. You can't tell on camera a little bit, but it's like the only cool toned one. So this is my favorite, and I use this every day for my eyebrows, and it's the only one that actually matches my eyebrow color. So I'm also going in with a light hand here, just extending my eyebrows and making it look very natural. And obviously I just do the same on the other side here. I was really focused, you know. As you guys can see, it's kind of a small difference, but it definitely makes a difference. That's what I use for the ends. And then I will, for like the fronts, because I don't like them to be too like harsh on my face, I'll go in with my eyeshadow. Shit. I legit thought I broke my palette, but I didn't. So I go in with my freaking paintbrush and I go in with the cool brown for the fronts of the brows to give it a softer finish. And I just went off camera and did it. Okay, so now we're gonna finish the eye makeup, and this is like my staple eye makeup hack. So just make sure you're watching and paying attention to this because this is what makes the look. So you know how people like always extend the inner corner with like a point? I do the opposite. So I kind of make like a circular inner point, if that makes sense. And I drag the eyeshadow on the bottom close to the point, or it's not really a point, but you know what I'm talking about. It's, yeah, kind of similar. Everything seemed to be looking good. You can also do this with like a brow pencil if you don't want to use shadow, but I just prefer to use shadow. And then I go in with black eyeshadow and extending a wing out with eyeshadow instead of like your typical eyeliner. I just find it better. Okay, so that's the base eye makeup. That's it. And then I go straight in with mascara, and I don't curl my lashes, and I just go straight in with I literally just go straight in with mascara. I have two mascaras I typically use, which this is the Chanel one. I use a lot of Chanel makeup if you guys can't tell, or this like super sparkly microphone one that has this kind of like I guess brush to it. And then this one has, can't even open it. Okay, it has like this kind of brush, but I'm gonna use this one today. Now that the shadow wing is on and the mascara, this is what it should look like. Okay, so everyone's always asking what mascara. My lashes are obviously very long, but see how it's not giving the effect that's on my Instagram or my TikTok? I use falsies, and I cut them in half and I put those on the end, and that's really what makes my lashes look thick and kind of fills out my face to look the way it does and make everything kind of like proportionate. I don't know. These do look a little crusty because I have to buy new ones, but these are the Eyelure Cashmere number 6 lashes. They're my all-time favorite. I've been wearing them for like the past 2 years, and I'll never go back to anything else. That literally changes my face. Like, the lashes make the look, you know what I'm talking about? And I do add mascara on them because I feel like it makes it look like just like a lot of like clumpy, thick mascara lashes, like real, you know? I'm gonna make sure those are on. I'm gonna let them dry, and while these dry, I'm gonna do my lip liner and then bottom mascara, and we're done. I literally can't find my normal lip combo, so today I'm just using this that's in here, and I'm gonna use brown eyeshadow. So I ended up ditching the other lip liner. It just didn't look that good. This looked closest to my normal lip combo. My normal lip combo is Rhode Shade Stretch and Lean mixed together, which is kind of like a pinkish color, and then a like brown mocha espresso color. Yeah. I do alternate though. Sometimes I'll use the shade Tease by Say Beauty or the Endless Cacao by Makeup Forever mixed with the Rhode Lean. I took those out and then now I'm just gonna finish up the mascara. This is like the most important part that makes the makeup look. I basically just like blend the lashes that are not covered by a false lash into the false lash, kind of by like going like that. And then I just do the bottom. This is basically just the finishing touches. I add a light coat of mascara to my bottom lashes. As you guys can see here, it really pulls the look together. I sometimes don't, but most of the time I do. You know, it just kind of depends on your preference as well. I know some people don't like it, and a lot of people do. That's about it. That's what I do. And the makeup is done. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I always appreciate you guys coming in to watching my videos. This is my everyday makeup tutorial, and I know it's like a lot, but I promise this is like the best photo ready. Typically, I'll do a little bit less if it's not gonna be on camera, or the days that I don't wear makeup, I just don't wear any makeup at all. But this is the famous tutorial. This is my everyday staple makeup for photos and going out. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want more videos like this, let me know. And I hope you guys learned a thing or two from my makeup tutorial. Okay, I love you guys so much. Bye.